Time to break down and take a look at Money in the Bank as WGS-TV previews Money in the Bank for 2016. Hey YouTube, are you ready for your hot tag? Because if you are, it's definitely time to work.
I'm addicted and expensive. Byron Wilcott. And I'm watching WGS-TV.
Greetings, YouTube. You have worked your way back into another episode of WGS-TV right here on youtube.com/WrestleGamer. I am your friendly neighborhood Wrestle Gamer, WB Boudreaux, and on Sports Entertainment Tonight this week, we had the opportunity to break down and preview and give our predictions for Money in the Bank. If you haven't had the chance to watch it this week, you're going to get to see what we had to say right now. So let's get started. We're going to talk a little bit about Money in the Bank because we didn't really get to discuss it too much on AOC. But again, there's a lot of great matches and a lot of people talking about what a great card we got, despite a couple of crap matches that even you said, Nick, that were basically not in your favor.
For example, our women's champion, Charlotte, tagging with her Twitter nude friend, Dana Brooke.
That's your rash.
I like her badge, okay?
It's okay because
we're live streaming. We're not on AOC right now.
We're live streaming. We can say fuck shit ass balls
like we did last week.
Yeah.
Right? Well, it's my first time, so you know.
It's good to get it out there.
Yeah, we're talking about the Vagina Tag Team match with Charlotte, Dana Brooke, Natalya, and Becky Lynch. So, what I want to know is, out of those four women, whose vagina would you like to taste?
I almost choked.
Becky Lynch.
I'd probably go with Becky Lynch on that little.
You think it's orange?
Can I reserve the right to answer that on a future date?
Sure. Well, I know you like Asuka. Asuka, you like the sushi roll. You like it raw, like a sushi roll.
Hey, shit kicks ass. That's all I'm gonna say.
So, you want to talk about Money in the Bank, don't you? Oh, because we're doing 30 extra minutes of this shit.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's worth talking about, especially with it coming up. And like I said, we've got so many great matches to talk about. I'm really looking forward to Money in the Bank, the actual ladder match. I look forward to it every year. It's always been a great match. They always do amazing spots.
Chris Jericho thought about it.
Yeah, and Money in the Bank is always kind of the hardest match to kind of predict a winner for, because there's so many variables, there's so many different scenarios. Well, technically there are 6 ways it can go. There's only 6 guys, and I remember you said a couple of weeks ago that there's supposed to be a 7th spot, but they never filled it in, and it doesn't really look like they're going that way.
Michael Cole said last night that right now, as of right now, there are only 6 spots filled. And he even said specifically, as of right now, meaning that I think we're going to have a surprise entrant on Sunday.
Well, it's very likely they could go that route, but you know, among the 6 guys right now that we have, and that's Chris Jericho, Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and
Alberto
Del Rio. Thank you very much. And Joker's Nightmare says Jericho invented that. Yes, he did.
I already said that, you stupid idiot.
But there are so many different ways they can go about it. I think one. Let's just say this. A lot of the times, the Money in the Bank ladder match, the result of that always kind of probably predetermines the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. It's happened many times before. It actually happened with the scenario with Kane when he won the championship, Rey Mysterio had just won the title, and then Kane immediately cashed in that night on Rey Mysterio to become the World Heavyweight Champion. I believe that was for SmackDown, if I'm not mistaken. Because I don't think it was for ECW. I don't think anybody cashed in on the ECW championship when WWE had it. But it was either the World Heavyweight Championship but they had like 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches at that time. So, but Dean Ambrose looks like he could be the one that's heavily favored to win. If that happens, I gotta say the roof, Nick, would blow off that place.
Boom!
Which, I mean, I think it makes sense for him to win. I think they're heading, I mean, with the tease they had last night, I think they're headed for a triple threat match at SummerSlam. I mean, that's a WrestleMania caliber match. And I think they wanted to have that as their main event this year at WrestleMania. However, plans were changed. Seth Rollins was hurt. I think we're going to get it at SummerSlam now. So it totally makes sense for me to Dean Ambrose to win. However, I've been on the Kevin Owens bandwagon, and I hope he's kind of, and you know, you could argue for Cesaro, you could argue for Sami Zayn, Jericho, not so much, Alberto Del Rio, not so much, but, you know, I mean, really Sami Zayn, not so much, he's young, he's new, you know, I mean, give him some time, but really, with Cesaro and Kevin Owens, Dean Ambrose, these 3 really all need that push. Just to get them to the next level.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one. I got to pull for 2 guys. For one thing, I got to pull for Dean Ambrose for obvious reasons. I think everybody wants to see a Shield triple threat match. That would like really steal the show for any pay-per-view.
It was supposed to happen on WrestleMania.
Yeah, due to the unfortunate injury. But another person who's extremely underutilized is Cesaro. I mean, he has the potential. Vince McMahon has not been on the Cesaro bandwagon as of late, but
you can't argue with his work in the ring. The guy might not have it on the microphone, but you cannot argue with his in-ring talent.
Paul Heyman needs to get back.
But needless to say, it's going to be a match worth watching. Money in the Bank has always been a great match to watch. There's always been insane, crazy spots, and this one has the potential to be just that. Insane, crazy, worth watching, wouldn't you say?
I would agree, which, I mean, there were rumors earlier on of a possible women's Money in the Bank title match. However, that was apparently nixed, and maybe next year?
You know, if the right talent is up there, then
Nia Jax.
Yeah, Bailey, Alexa Bliss, I would think she could do it.
That would be a loaded title, man. I mean, like, once they get Nia Jax, Asuka, Bailey up there, I mean, like, man, this women's roster is going to be really loaded. I mean, hey, bring up Alexa Bliss.
Maybe
she's ready. Carmella, she's ready. You know, I mean, like, they got a pretty good women's roster. Where's the women's shit?
Exactly. Well, let's look at the tag team title match, the Fatal 4-Way. We have the New Day defending against the Club. That's Luke Gallows and Machine Gun Carl Anderson, Enzo and Cass, and the Vaudevillains. Now, New Day, I gotta say this, I've said it for a long time here on WGS-TV, I love the New Day. The New Day has really grown on me. This has been a fantastic run as the tag team champions. But do we see them, honestly, Nick, dropping the titles in a Fatal 4-Way match?
Well, I mean, New Day is the longest reigning tag team champions of all time. All time, Billy Boudreaux.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I mean, has it been that memorable of a reign? I don't know. You know, yeah, they have had some success. However, I think their time has just about come to an end at this point. And I honestly think that either Enzo and Cass or the Anderson and Gallows are the teams to do it.
Well, traditionally, Blake is saying this, Night Boys, dog pound for life. See you later, Blake. Hopefully we'll see you back here next week. Now, traditionally on go-home shows like Monday Night Raw, which was the go-home show for Money in the Bank, 9 times out of 10, when a person goes over on the go-home show, about 90% of the time, they don't go over on the pay-per-view. And now, like I said, 90% of the time, because sometimes WWE creative can be intelligent, they can be smart, and they can throw a curveball every now and again. I know a lot of fans out there want to see the club, Anderson and Gallows, get the win. I don't know, because I'm trying to see the possible scenarios. I could see the Vaudevillains with it. They're former NXT Tag Team Champions. And for what it was, they were good, but
in my opinion, Billy, I would say that out of the 4 teams, they're my last pick to win the titles.
Yeah, I would put Enzo and Cass above them.
I'd say Anderson and Gallows, Enzo and Cass, New Day, Vaudevillains.
Yeah, that's the tricky thing when we're talking about matches with more than one element to it, especially like a Money in the Bank ladder match and a Fatal 4-Way. It's very, very difficult to kind of piece together which way WWE Creative is going to go. You know, are they going to go the stupid route, or are they actually going to throw a curveball? That's one thing we really need to see as of late. Now, the United States Championship on the line, Rusev defending against Titus O'Neil. Now, do we see Titus O'Neil, do we see them dropping the title, Rusev dropping the title to Titus O'Neil? I don't know. I love Rusev's first run as United States Champion. You know, he was really good. He actually had a good lengthy run, which is something we rarely see nowadays out of titles, champions on WWE. Good lengthy runs and good builds and good runs as a champion. And Rusev had a great run as a. You kind of get what Nick is getting at here with the shovel right there, and Titus O'Neil. Getting buried, but like I've just said, Nick,
well,
WWE...
Rusev getting buried, actually.
Really? Why?
Last year at WrestleMania, John Cena. That when he lost his U.S. Championship and has been irrelevant since.
Well, Joker's Nightmare says, well, his picks would be Enzo and Cass or Anderson and Gallows. Vaudevillains could be. Basically, you're picking the other 3 and you're just completely disregarding the champions in the New Day. Right
well,
there.
I mean, I think that he agrees, though, that New Day, we love you, but your time as tag team champions, it's gotten stale. You know what I mean? And there needs to be a shakeup in the tag team title division. There's too many good teams out there just for New Day with their comedy to stay on top.
Yeah, now, with Rusev and Titus O'Neil, Titus O'Neil, you know, they've been doing a lot of backing with him as of late. They've been doing a lot of promotional stuff with him.
Rusev Crush.
But Joker said, "Don't hug Vince."
Don't hug Vince.
Don't hug him. Don't pull the arm. Don't do nothing like that.
Titus O'Neil can vouch for that.
Yeah, and I probably think that's probably one of the reasons why I'm not picking Titus O'Neil to win the title.
Which I almost think they're giving Titus this shot at the U.S. title as a sorry we had to do that to you, you know, because it was pretty ridiculous that he got suspended like 3 months for like pulling on Vince's arm. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Joker's Nightmare TV says New Day needs something to do. Yeah, I would agree with you on that one.
And I think it's Enzo and Cass, you know, with them going back and forth with their comedy.
How many cups of coffee do they give that guy before he goes out? You know, I would surmise that on Monday Night Raw he had about 300 in 1 hour.
Or some Red Bull and some vodka.
Yeah, that too.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Now, as we look at AJ Styles and John Cena, this is a dream match, ladies and gentlemen. A dream match for the ages. This basically is one of those WrestleMania caliber matches right here with AJ Styles and John Cena. The first time that these two guys are working together. And right now, Nick, I'm going to tell you, I don't care who wins. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy.
I predict it will be a A+ match. John Cena had brought it all of 2015. I think John Cena, before he was injured, was almost the wrestler of the year last year as far as the quality of matches that he had all throughout the year with Kevin Owens, you know, and the list goes on.
Despite what the IWC says.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Cena had a badass year in 2015.
Let me talk some stuff to the IWC.
With AJ Styles pairing with him, I have a feeling that it's going to be an A+ match.
Oh, definitely. And again, it's one of these dream matches that fans have been wanting to see for a long time. And you know what? AJ Styles did bring up something really, really unique on Monday Night Raw. You know, what if this scenario panned out that AJ Styles was in WWE and did not go to New Japan Pro Wrestling? Would John Cena or TNA. He started in TNA. I think he started at the end run of WCW in 2001.
Right. He was supposed to go to WWE. At the same time, John Cena was there, but he didn't go because of his wife and his family at the time. He was supposed to. They were offering a contract.
But he did present a very interesting scenario. What if AJ Styles was in WWE? Would John Cena be in the position that he's in today?
Probably not.
WWE was different 15 years ago.
Yeah, definitely.
And small people weren't welcome 15 years ago.
Yeah, definitely. I have
He
to
was
agree with that.
phenomenal.
So with this one, with Cena and AJ Styles, it's very, very difficult.
But you can really sense that there is some real animosity between AJ Styles and John Cena. You know, where AJ Styles, you can feel his animosity. Screw you, Cena. You've been on top of the mountain. You know, in the main business. You know, where I belong because I'm way better than you. And that's been kind of AJ Styles' quote. Is I can wrestle circles around you.
Yeah, there's been a lot of very interesting pipe bombs in there in the build leading into.
I think John Cena's made the better of AJ Styles as far as owning them on the mic.
Joker's Nightmare says he picks AJ Styles, and I agree. Cena did well out of the world title picture. Yes, definitely. John Cena does not need to be World Heavyweight Champion to have a good, decent run.
You said that last night. Both him and AJ Styles, pretty much everybody calls them champ, even when they're in a championship match, even when they're not in the championship match. They don't need the title to be the main event.
But I'm going to go ahead and just flip an invisible coin. I'm going to pick John Cena.
I say AJ Styles.
AJ Styles.
All right.
Something's going to happen and it's going to be AJ Styles.
Now, with
But
Charlotte,
I think it's going to be a great match.
Charlotte and Dana Brooke taking on Natalya.
Let's get through some of our crap.
Yeah. Let's just go ahead and make a pick on this one because it's not really, I don't necessarily hate what they're doing with Charlotte now. I think they're probably misusing her, in a sense. Dana Brooke does not deserve to be on the fucking main roster.
They should have put Sasha Banks in that spot and have her
If
and
she
Charlotte
wasn't
become
injured.
friends again.
Yeah, if she wasn't injured, and that would be
It was a concussion. She could have acted.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna pick, just Natalya and Becky Lynch just to pick it
Just because it's a non-title match and
it's a tag match, so it's not
a
really gonna
throwaway
matter.
match. They should have put that on the kickoff.
But there is the possibility, however, of the next number one contender possibly coming out. You never know because, again, we even said it on the AOC show that Charlotte has lost to Paige twice in a non-title match capacity.
Look for that against Charlotte versus Paige at Payback, right?
I would think so, but it all depends on WWE Creative and Road Dogg.
Is it Payback or Battleground?
Battleground. I believe.
Battleground. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah.
We also got Sheamus and Apollo Crews.
Apollo, you gotta win this one, right?
Yeah.
They're going to put Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, this was the one time I got to say Apollo Crews needs a win. Basically,
Well, it's his first pay-per-view match,
Yeah.
and they've been waiting to have him on a pay-per-view. I mean, he's been on the roster since WrestleMania, and he hasn't done crap.
now we also have Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin. Why?
Why?
Why didn't this
Why didn't
end
he get any
last
build?
month? But what I'm wondering is why didn't this end at Extreme Rules? Why are they going forward with this?
I guess they don't want to feel like they buried them. They just go do a match and all that.
With no build whatsoever. And I mean, Dolph deserves better than that, if anything. Dolph deserves better.
The question is,
I mean,
why
fuck
did he-
Baron Corbin. He sucks. He doesn't deserve the spot. He doesn't deserve the Andre the Giant Memorial.
Now, I'll say this: when he was first in NXT and they were doing this unique run of having him having 20 to 30-second matches, it was
down his matches. It was intriguing.
Yeah, and that's what kind of won him over with the fans at the time. Then he started, increasing the length of his matches, and the fans really weren't enthralled with him as much exactly. So basically, they turned on him. Now, as working as a heel, I think his heel work needs some more work on it.
He's okay.
Yeah.
He's just your prototypical heel. Like, let me hate on the crowd. It's just boring. Same old, same old.
Yeah, but the feud between Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler should have ended at Extreme Rules. They're extending it. They're doing it way too far. And I gotta say, if they don't end it at Money in the Bank, I'm gonna be pissed because it'll be just like a Samoa Joe. I'm trying to remember who he feuded with that was just way too long. Wasn't it Jeff Jarrett over the TNA World Heavyweight Championship? And that feud just went ridiculously long. Or it might have been Kurt Angle. I'm trying to remember. It was like
feuds that need to end as well. How about Golden Truth and Breezango? Is that going to go down at Money in the Bank? It's not on the official card right now. However, they keep on having segments every single week on Raw. And it's been their comedy segment for like 6 months now.
Joker's Nightmare says Dick Kick City.
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Oh, no. Dick Kick City is Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But, yeah, Golden Truth and Breezango. Actually, I thought they had kind of a funny segment with Breezango getting in the tanning machine together on the pre-show last night. I don't know if you got to check the pre-show out,
Really?
but
Thank God.
Both Breezango, Tyler Breeze, and Fandango got into the tanning machine together, and like I thought it was funny, and I thought, hey, it's the building of like a pretty boy tag team.
Well, I think they're trying to do a lot more comedy stuff, especially with Tyler Breeze. He's got his own little segment, Shooting the Breeze. And he actually tried to do a parody of Up, Down, Down, Xavier Woods' channel by calling it Left, Right, Left, Right. And for those of you who are non-gamers, that's the Konami code, Up, Down, Down, Left, Right, Select, Start, A, B, I think.
No, man. Up, down, left, right, BA, select, start.
Okay.
That's Contra.
Yeah, but it's also known now as the infamous Contra code. Do I see a
I have
match
a T-shirt that actually says it. So.
If we see a match between Golden Truth and Breezango, I'll facepalm myself.
I would say Breezango wins, though.
It's conspiracy.
Golden Truth looked like it could have gone somewhere. Fans wanting to see it for a long time because I think they were really enamored with the whole segments. You know, first Goldust trying to get R-Truth to tag with them, then they turned the whole thing around. R-Truth trying to get Goldust to tag with them and everything like that. And they were quite enamored with the storyline leading into the build of the Golden Truth. But
isn't their entrance awful?
Very much so.
Like the
very much
between the Goldust music and the R-Truth. Oh my God, it was just painful.
Like Goldust trying to rap.
Yeah. Let's just say, Goldust, if you're middle-aged and you're white, you shouldn't rap.
Well, I don't think Goldust is necessarily rapping, but even still, he's trying to dance. Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, just end it, please. I want him to have the match at Money in the Bank just so they can end the shit and move on.
Which the same could be said about Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler. Now let's look at the World Heavyweight Championship match. We got Roman Reigns defending against Seth Rollins.
Wow.
Now one thing we have to take into consideration. What are the possibilities? What are the odds of seeing a Money in the Bank cash-in on the main event this year at Money in the Bank?
I would say slim to none.
Slim to none?
Slim to none.
I think it would all be contingent on who gets the Money in the Bank.
Surely.
You know, if they put it on Dean Ambrose, then the likelihood of that happening would probably be anywhere between
If
70.
anything, it would be a tease.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, there wouldn't be an actual cash-in.
Yeah, I would put it anywhere. If I were to put a percentage on it for probability, I would say anywhere between 70 to 80% for Dean Ambrose. If they put it on Roberto Del Rio, a previous winner, probably in the lower percentile, 20%. Same thing for Jericho. Sami Zayn, I want to say 30-40%. I would put Cesaro right around that same vein. So when it comes to when you look at the probability factor of someone cashing in on that match,
The only one that would cash in for me is Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, that's why he's like in the higher percentile when it comes to.
What Kevin Owens?
I would put him anywhere between 50 to 60%.
Owens would be more of the type that would just hold it and like pull it out whenever he needs it.
Yeah, it's something that a lot of the heel winners have done.
That would give him so much heat to build on and build his name and having the Money in the Bank title, and he would talk so much shit, because he's the best shit talker in the game right now.
Yeah, Miz, when he was Money in the Bank winner, he did that quite a lot. So did Edge. Whenever they had the opportunity, it's a great way to build heat.
Without doubt.
So I would
Kevin Owens is just the right person, I believe.
So if they were to tease anybody but not follow through on it, would definitely have to be Kevin Owens. So I'm gonna change my previous statement and put him anywhere between 60 to 70% probability of him cashing in. But despite the fact, let's just look at this match with nobody cashing in. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Now, I know the majority of the fans out there, especially in the IWC, they want to see Seth Rollins champion again. And WWE, and I'll give them credit, they have tried their hardest to get the fans to start hating Seth Rollins again. Because before everything happened with Seth Rollins and his injury, that terrible knee injury, he was the top heel in the company. Fans hated his guts, and they didn't like him, they didn't want to see him anymore. He gets injured, and lo and behold, Roman Reigns gets pushed, fans don't like it. Now all of a sudden, the fans are enamored, they're falling in love with Seth Rollins. Can Seth Rollins pull off a face gimmick? I don't know.
He did already in NXT.
Yeah, but he was more mainstream as a heel than a face. Now, can he, as the gimmick he has now, can he pull up a face version? I don't know, because from what we've seen out of him ever since he's been back in this build, Nick, is as a heel Seth Rollins, because he's done everything he can to get the fans to hate him.
Let me tell you something though, Billy. I think the WWE needs these two to have a long feud. So I don't think we're going to get a clean finish with this one.
Joker's Nightmare TV picks Seth Rollins, please God.
And I'm with you, Joker's Nightmare. Seth Rollins is my favorite wrestler right now.
For some odd reason, when I look at this, I don't see a clean finish happening in this match.
Neither do I. There's been a lot of talk of possible double turn between these two. Possibly having. We've all been waiting for Roman Reigns to turn heel. Which of course he's not a good guy, he's not a bad guy, he's just the guy. And Seth Rollins, we've all been waiting for him to come back and take the babyface role, face of the company, be his awesome Seth Rollins self.
But the question still remains, though. At one point he was the top heel in the WWE in 2015. Can he take that around and take his gimmick and be the top face of the company? Can he do it?
Well, they're most certainly taking an interesting angle of doing that, if that is their plan. Because, I thought they could have immediately had Seth Rollins come in as a top babyface. Because with all the cheers he got when he showed up and, gave Roman Reigns that pedigree, everybody was yearning for Seth Rollins' return. However, since he's been, yelling at the audience, he's just been acting a heel,
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Maybe it does seem as though maybe they're making Seth Rollins maybe question himself and his heel ways to a certain degree, but not really.
Joker's Nightmare brings up something very interesting in the chat. He said Dean Ambrose could win Money in the Bank and then distract Seth Rollins, which would allow Roman Reigns to win, which would kind of attribute to the non-clean finish.
And you know what? I like that. That's the finish.
Yeah, that's definitely...
That's what's going to happen.
But like I said, guys and gals, the finish of the Money in the Bank main event, all contingent on who gets the Money in the Bank briefcase. And like I said, we've already discussed the probabilities, and we looked at the matches, and definitely want to hear...
Man, SummerSlam is going to be a Shield triple threat world title match. We got the tease last night on Monday Night Raw, and I like your preview there, Joker's Nightmare. Dean Ambrose winning the Money in the Bank, possibly distracting Seth Rollins, causing him the title. Roman Reigns gets the victory. Seth Rollins bitches about it, gets his rematch at Battleground. Dean Ambrose comes and gets possibly involved again. They had their triple threat match at SummerSlam.
Definitely. But I want to go ahead and thank you guys for joining us on the live stream. I'm sorry it was like a Joker's Nightmare also says, within a triple threat match, and then Dean would still have the briefcase? I don't understand how that would pan out.
Unless he called it in, I want both of you. SummerSlam. I don't know.
Well, yeah, they could do that.
Even though I still think Kevin Owens would be the best one with the briefcase. And, I mean, that's not to say that Dean Ambrose wouldn't be an awesome Money in the Bank winner. I think Kevin Owens would be the best talking shit with the briefcase.
If I think back to Edge's initial run with the Money in the Bank briefcase, there was a point in that entire year where at one point he actually won #1 contendership for the World Heavyweight Championship. So he was the #1 contender and still had the Money in the Bank briefcase. So the likelihood of that happening, that is a feasible scenario. But
he had a lot of sex in.
And if that were the case, I would just cheat, get disqualified in my title match, beat the shit out of them, and then cash in my Money in the Bank.
Yeah, Joker's Nightmare says that would be at the next pay-per-view. Yeah, it could happen. It definitely could happen. But I want to go ahead and thank everyone for joining us on the live stream. I apologize for...
Well, that was Sports Entertainment Tonight. If you guys want the link to the full show, be sure you look in the description box below. If you guys want to go ahead and put in your predictions for Money in the Bank, be sure you do that in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. WGS-TV is on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You guys can ask me questions. Links will be provided in the description box below. And as always, guys and gals, I'll have a couple of videos in the annotations at the end of this video for you guys to check out as well. And don't forget, we're live every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Time with Sports Entertainment Tonight. So with that being said, guys and gals, I am your friendly neighborhood wrestle gamer, and I will see you at the next Warp Zone. Bye, guys! You know, commentary is supposed to be more than just sports entertainment storytelling, as Joey Styles put it so eloquently. But to finish up, I worked up